Good morning, everybody, and it is early in the morning, but that's just how these things go for me. It's when I get a chance to record, and frankly, I won't be remotely surprised if nobody joins me, and that's fine. I just think even if no one joins me live,
Like the
and
shadow of a ghost.
like I said, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't, considering how early it is, but this format is better, and on the off chance anybody is awake, it'd be great to see you. Speaking of, hey Benjamin, good to see you. I'm surprised anyone else is awake this early, but no, I guess it's not that early. It's 6 a.m. my time, and I guess that means there are places in the U.S. where it's already 8, and it's the middle of the day for my worldwide fans. So anyway, here we are playing Fallout New Vegas. If you'll recall, our current objective is to make our way to the Dead Horses camp, the camp of Follows Chalk's tribe. Oh, it's your lunch break. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, it's 6 a.m. where I am, on the dot. But this is when I have time to make videos during the week, so we're here at the Spine in Zion Valley National Park, and we are headed over towards the Dead Horses camp in the Eastern Virgin. So we'll make our way over there in our spacesuit with our power fist. We make quite the sight in third person, I have to say.
I hear some odd things about the civilized lands outside Zion. Is there really a giant thunder lizard people live inside?
Well, he's already repeating dialogue, but I still think it's kind of funny that he talks about the T-Rex in Novak that way. Sacred Datura route. Alright, so now we want to go ahead and get on this road. And we want to head over here to the east. Looks like a bloatfly and a giant ant. Neither of those are big threats, but the ant is worse. So we'll cap it first. Oh, and I also won't have to pause to check chat anymore. I've upgraded my setup since last time. I've got chat set up on a different screen now, like somebody who actually does this. So I can hopefully see things as they pop. Okay, I wondered why it was in caution mode. Oh, probably because of that. The avalanche continues.
You see the dead sentries? Shamans say our enemy's souls are trapped in them. But Joshua says it shows we're serious about fighting Whitelegs.
Alright, so we got some white leg heads on pikes coming up through here. That's exciting. Ranger Substation Peregrine is up there. Alright, let's loot the critters we've destroyed. I don't know if any of you are hockey fans. The Avalanche. My Avalanche lost to the Kings 3-1 last night, which is bitterly disappointing. They're continually finding new ways to disappoint me, but their playoff hopes are still alive. There we go. Sorry, hold on, I have to... As I've mentioned before, I'm now pretty much required to react to emails in real time as a function of my real job. That one was thankfully irrelevant. You look over there, you see a big bandaged face. I think we can assume that that's a painting of Joshua Graham, the burned man. I'd like to go get that stuff too, but the hill looks a little bit steep, so let's see if I find a good way down over here. In the meantime, we're actually going to tag our next location right quick. Oh yeah, here we go. The Zion Valley Welcome
Down
Booth.
this path to the north. Hope you don't mind getting wet.
Oh, okay. That's actually the way we need to go. It's spring.
See those handprints? Dead horses and sorrows mark them on taboo places. Places from back when. Good thing for you, I don't buy into that stuff.
And that is a good thing, because we're going in. So, Zion National Park. There's a welcome booth here, and okay, that's actually the way we need to go, so I don't feel bad about procrastinating that bit of exploration. Let's look around here instead. Now let's check my carry weight. Oh, I'm doing just fine. I'd like to not run back to stash stuff every time I hit a new fast travel point. I got a Brock flower here. Come on, you. Alright, let's check the actual shack. Park Ranger hat. There it is. So why didn't it show up? So it's a DT of 1, but it gives me +1 to perception and +5 to survival when worn. I actually doubt I'm ever really going to have any use for that, but alright, let's try this road. Heading to the south next. Good morning, the woo guy. I guess I have no idea where you are. Maybe
I'm
it's
happy to travel with you, but you're not headed toward the dead horses anymore.
Good morning, the woo guy. It's, I guess it may not be morning for you. I don't know where you are. It's 6:06 a.m. for me, so I'm pleased you're joining me. Welcome. It's nice to see you. We're playing, we're early in the Honest Hearts expansion for Fallout New Vegas. I'll put that away, because I see no hostiles around here, and I'd like to move a little faster. Let's harvest some plants. We'll check out the trunk of this car. There's a suitcase with some reasonably good stuff in it. Nothing mind-blowing, but decent stuff. You got through Honest Hearts a few months ago. I assume that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I played through it once before. This is my second time doing Honest Hearts. I'm pretty familiar with the base game of New Vegas at this point. I played it a bunch when it first came out, but I got the Ultimate Edition when it came out, went through it once, and now I've started doing a playthrough for the channel. So each of the expansions, when we do them, you'll be seeing my second trip through them. I'm not nearly as familiar with them, so it's kind of exciting. It still feels fresh to me in a way the main game doesn't always. Alright, now we'll listen to Follow's Chalk, and we'll head down here into the water. Something hostile up above me. They've discovered the Eastern Virgin. The noise makes me think it's a gecko, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, let's loot around in here.
These paintings show the dead horses' victories against other tribes. Lots more of them since Joshua came to us.
Mm-hmm. You'll notice that the water in Zion is actually clean. It doesn't radiate us even if we drink straight out of the river. Hey, Karis, good to see you. Yeah, Benjamin, I was a little bit surprised that the entire role of the caravan was to die in the very beginning. I thought they might feature in some quests, especially since I mean, I guess the only one.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
I mean, they all got some characterization, especially
Way I
somebody's.
heard it, salt upon wounds butchered everyone in New Canaan and nailed their corpses to the cliffs.
I especially thought somebody as colorful as Ricky would last a while and cause some trouble in the quests. I felt sure we'd have to save his dumb butt a few times, but it didn't work out that way. He just friggin' died like everybody else.
Nearly there now. Watch out for traps in the water. Got to keep the white legs out somehow, eh?
Yeah, Wu Guy, I really liked most of the expansions, and in terms of gameplay, I really, really, really liked Honest Hearts, I really liked all of them. But I really loved Old World Blues, and I thought Dead Money was interesting because it was so different than the rest of the game. Lonesome Road, I really enjoyed playing, but the storyline fell a little bit flat for me because it was they built up Ulysses over the course of all the other expansions and even the main game, and then I don't know, the final encounter with him fell kind of flat for me, but so it goes. Alright, let's roll down this river. Eyes open for traps, of course. Karis, I hope you enjoy seeing them through my channel then, because I do enjoy them. I think that they're all pretty well fleshed out and a lot of fun to play, even if the story falls flat in places. Hi Ellen, nice to see you. I'm glad you prefer this format because it's probably obvious already, but I really do too. You'll be pleased to know I also made like a real streamer and got chat open on a different screen, so I don't have to pause to check it anymore. Alright, so as we roll down here, we'll just find a throwing spear. That's kind of fun. They're using music tracks from Fallout 2. I mean, they do that a lot in the base game too, but for some reason it feels a lot more appropriate here since we're dealing with tribals, just like we were in the beginning of that game. Oh, now what is this? Oh yeah, this is Fallen Rock Cave. We're not going to go in right now. We're just going to register it. We'll be back for that soon enough. Karos, hi. Good to see you. Good morning. Wow, I'm really impressed at how many of you are awake this early. not only awake, but free to join me for the stream.
Here we are. Joshua's just ahead there, in the Angel Cave.
It's really nice to see all of you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Completed. Travel to the Dead Horses Camp at Eastern Virgin. Speak with Joshua Graham. Alright. There shouldn't be any hostiles around here, so they should be able to just run around. So we've got a passage over there. If we dive down here, there are actually a couple of crates we can open. If we head over here, then you'll come to recognize these particular paintings as we explore more of Zion. That's a back door to Fallen Rock Cave. Again, we'll explore there later. If we head over here, you see there's a path leading up, along with some generic dead horse warriors. Well, what do I always do with generic people in this game? You guys know. Oh, I'm sure there's a, well, VG, that I only started live streaming literally a few days ago. My first ever live stream was this last Saturday, so don't feel like you've missed a lot of stuff. I haven't had a stable enough internet connection to stream for quite some time. It's just that now we finally invested in some more localized access points around the house, and so now it's something I'm capable of doing. Alright, so let's loot all the stuff that's outside the cave here. There's the Angel Cave. Now the Dead Horses camp is a much better home base than those duffel bags where we've currently got all our stuff stashed. Reason being, Joshua himself is actually, if I remember correctly, a merchant who will buy the things that we want to just sell off of us. So we're going to take some time to move our stuff over here, once we clear the actual camp out anyway. We good? Yeah, we're good. Well, Wu Guy, it's, I find that one of the biggest things it depends on is channel size, honestly. Like, I'm still pretty small. There are less than 10 of you watching, so it's pretty easy for me to interact with you.
All those taboo places without the other scouts yelling at me? Can't wait.
So it's, considering there are less than 10 people watching, and I'm still, you know, and not to say that I'm not grateful and this isn't a lot, I'm really amazed that over the years I've gotten over 2,000 subscribers, but the, you know, I'm under 2,500, whereas you talk to, you look at the accounts of some of the truly big streamers, they'll have, you know, they'll have thousands of people all watching and chatting at the same time. Their chat goes so rapid fire they can't even see it, and, you know, it's, I can't really blame them for being less interactive. It's almost, I think it's almost impossible when your channel gets bigger. But as long as you're small, I think it's nice to take some time to chat with the people who are choosing to spend their time with you. So thank you guys. Yeah, that's something I noticed about Wu Guy. That's something I noticed a lot in you know, guides that people have published for the Elder Scrolls games, and also of course for the Fallout games, is, you know, because they're so big and so open-ended, a lot of people write a guide that's just a list of quests. And I mean, let's be real, it's not like the quests are ever hard to solve, right? So a guide that just lists out the quests and how to complete them doesn't really help anybody much. The bewilderment in a game like that is, you know, figuring out how to build your character and really deciding what order to do things in. So if you're wondering, I'm just I'm going to move my stash over here, like I was talking about a minute ago. That's gonna be a bit of a pain, but the it'll pay off in the end. And offload the things I'm carrying now, and then we're going to bounce back to the southern passage and bring over the stuff that we stashed there, because, as I mentioned, Dead Horse's camp is a much, much better home base. Good morning, Sergey. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. VG Karos, that's true. And, you know, if my channel ever did get that big, not that I expect it to, I presume I'd do the same thing. Yeah, Wu Guide, there isn't one for Oblivion. Just like before and I don't know if you know this, I actually wrote one, but before I did that, there wasn't one for Morrowind either. So one project that I do plan on tackling at some point is just getting in there into the wiki and figuring out how to do something similar for Oblivion. I don't know when I'll get around to that, because that's a big project. Like, I started on Morrowind, and it took me about I want to say, close to a year and a half to finish after I started working on it. But I think it's something that ought to exist. So if it doesn't already exist, which obviously in this case it doesn't yet, I'd be willing to take the time to create it. But it's, that can be a tough thing to pull off. So. Ashtray, butter knife, those go in here. Some of this goes in here. I actually forgot to drop it on my first run, but that's okay. Oh, pre-war money is just for sale. No, it's not. Just kidding. Alright, back to Southern Passage again. Don't worry, this will go pretty fast.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
Yeah, Ellen, that's the difficulty too. And like every problem, it has a solution. Like, I know, I do already know some great strategies for building a character that can take care of business on Oblivion, even in very hard. The hardest part of a very hard Oblivion run, by far, is of all things, the tutorial. But, it's just a question of figuring out the best order to do things, and even setting that aside, a big part of it too is just figuring out a route through the game that actually accomplishes everything, because as we've already established, there isn't currently a guide that does that. So I would really need to take a deep dive into the wiki, especially considering I'm less familiar with Oblivion than I am some of the other Elder Scrolls games. Make sure that I figured out a good order to hit all the locations that allowed me to do all the quests and didn't miss anything. And, like I mentioned, definitely something I'm happy to do, but something that'll take a while. Probably not next on my list of things to do, if I'm being honest. Board, cup, dog hide, scissors, and steam gauge assembly. Those are for sale. Everything else is going to go in this one. We're almost done. This isn't taking nearly as long as I thought it would, which is nice. Sorry, I just have to focus up for a second. Alright, I think this should be our last trip, which is good. Right now, VG Karos, I'm just, I've been stashing my stuff in these duffel bags over here at the Southern Passage. I'm just, porting it all over to the Dead Horses camp, because that's a much better place to keep it all. And we're done. Because Joshua will actually buy things from us. Not to mention, this is an actual home base instead of just a storage spot. So, let me put away the rest of the stuff. Alright, good. We are ready to continue exploring. Hi, St. Louis Rocker. Good morning. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me this early AM. The Boo Guy, yeah, that's definitely true for Fallout 4, particularly in survival mode, which, of course, I'm going to play on, but that really changes the game, and it...
I hear some odd things about the civilized lands outside Zion. Is there really a giant thunder lizard people live inside?
Be quiet, Follows Chalk. Fallout 4, part of the reason a playthrough of that has been so delayed for me is because, obviously, I'm going to insist on playing on survival mode, because I'm stubborn like that, but especially with the carry weight constraints on that difficulty, not to mention, as you say, the randomized nature of the Radiant quests. Completed, find a way up to the cliffs, find the lost mountain bighorner calf. Optional, don't kill any of the mountain bighorners. Alright, so we need to have Follows Chalk wait, because...
Sure. Okay. I'll wait behind. Not like I'm not used to that.
Despite his admonition not to kill the bighorners, that's exactly what he'll do if we bring him along. And so anyway, in addition to the randomized nature of settlements and Radiant quests and what have you, the big problem is survival mode just does not lend itself to my playstyle at all. I mean, when I say that, my playstyle is kind of impossible to get through Fallout 4 survival mode with, so I really have to retool the way I think about things, just drop my marriage to getting all the loot and even to getting all the useful stuff, and learn how to prioritize, which I know is the entire point. And as I say that, it probably sounds like a complaint. It's not meant that way. It just means I really need to rethink how to accomplish it while still at least hitting all of the quests and all the locations. Like that I do insist on doing, so. Oh wait, I'm missing something that I need. Yeah, that's kind of silly on me. I need to run back down to my stash and get 3 banana yuccas to get through here. Oh, I agree. A game is definitely best when it's challenging, and the issue is that, you know, so many games are just so easy these days, and you know, I kind of make fun of the way Bethesda does difficulties, because, you know, they just turn all the enemies into bullet sponges. I think the perennial example of that is probably Oblivion if you crank its difficulty, but even Fallout 3 on very hard after you installed Broken Steel and started dealing with albino rad scorpions and super mutant overlords and what have you, did the same thing. Like, I think higher difficulty was actually implemented much better here in Fallout New Vegas. And to be fair, Bethesda kind of got it together for Fallout 4. I think in that one the enemies scale really well in a way that Bethesda has struggled to master for some time. But so we need 3 banana yucca fruits to go do this little big corner side quest. I forgot about that before I headed up. Yeah, being ganked ain't no fun. That's absolutely true. But that said, even in, you know, something as cheesy as with its difficulty as, say, Fallout 3 or Oblivion, or let's be real, Skyrim, there's almost an element of solving a puzzle in building a character that can handle that shit, like figuring out how to break the game and doing it. It's I don't know, I have a lot of fun doing that. So when I really do knuckle down and, you know, sit at a desk and figure out how to tackle Fallout 4, like, that's going to be a lot of fun for me. St. Louis, time to go to work. Well, alright, have a great day at work, and thank you for joining me for part of this morning. Yeah, I have to quit in half an hour and go to work myself, so that's how these things work. Alright, so Bighorners have hostile hash marks, but as long as we give them a nice berth like that, they're actually not terribly aggressive. They won't aggro unless we get, like, really close to them, which is fine. We just need to sneak up through these cliffs. Well, Karos, to be fair, that's actually something Follows Chalk told me in the last video, that I needed to bring some banana yucca. I forgot to do it until I was up here and remembered, but alright, yeah, we're a little close to that one for comfort. He's right in the center, too. Yeah, Boo Guy, I know about Relax, buddy. I'm over here. We're good. I know exactly what you mean about bandits and Skyrim Legendary, but then when you know, they're like I said, there are ways to solve that puzzle, you know. Eventually you can build a character who's strong enough to handle it, and until you accomplish that, I think I probably need to go the other direction past those two. But until you build that character, you know, the important thing is to realize that your followers and your summons aren't affected by the difficulty changes, and that's how you win. It's kind of silly, but and I agree that there are much better ways to implement high difficulty, but, you know, that being said, there's still something fun about it to me. Well, I mean, I guess we'll stick with this since I want to have that hollowed out rock looted, but it looks like this wasn't actually the way to go either. It's getting a little disheartening. Like, come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. We can cross that rock there. Okay. I got it. Gotta get past the homes here one more time. Let's make sure we don't make eye contact. Alright, we're good. We're good. And now we gotta head over here to the right, get past this batch. And I know we were talking about Oblivion earlier, Benjamin. That's exactly the kind of thing we have to do to beat Oblivion. Like, you have to come up with exploits that make enemies easier to deal with because dealing with them directly and just whittling down their health is so impractical. My personal favorite strategy for Oblivion is dropping enemy speed to 0 with enchantments and poisons and what have you. I think this is the lost Bighorner calf over here. So let's loot the little area it's in. Yes, we can interact with it, so let's do that. You've found the lost mountain bighorner calf. It looks hungry. Feed it a banana yucca fruit? Yes, let's do. Completed. Find the lost mountain bighorner calf. Get the calf to follow you back to its mother. Just never felt like a Dragonborn playing on Legendary, but rather a guy who just had to run around for half an hour taking pot shots at enemies. Yeah, I mean, well, I felt like a Dragonborn after I finished my enchanting loop and was able to take things in straight fights, but yeah, it took a long time. There's no doubt about that. Things got a lot easier once you got the March for Death shout. Does that mean you're done? The mountain bighorner calf is scared. Feed it a banana yucca fruit? Yes. Karis, you can get really strong with alchemy, but the Oblivion removed enchanting as a skill, so you can create enchantments, but you can't control their magnitude. You can't boost the power of your gear to nearly the levels that you can in Skyrim. So the short answer is no. The alchemy enchant loop is not possible in Oblivion because you can't really boost the power of your enchantments. You're much more reliant on finding good random loot to maximize the potential of your gear in Oblivion. It's scared again. That should be the last fruit we need to feed it, though, which is good. Okay, good, it's coming. I think this first bighorner is the one that we actually need to bring it to. Return the mountain bighorner calf? Yes. Get the calf to follow you back to its mother. Speak with follows chalk. See, now all the bighorners are non-hostile now. That's great. During the painting quest, those trolls are impossible to kill. Oh yeah, definitely. Now if you don't have everything set up by then, you're screwed. However, the Karis, with that said, you can boost alchemy to truly ridiculous levels at Oblivion. That's actually one of the best methods for getting through it with max difficulty, is supercharging your poisons and damaging things that way. Alright, so follow me.
Right behind you.
And let's talk.
What can I tell you?
Well, I returned the calf to its mother and didn't even kill any of the bighorners.
Whew, glad to hear it. That'll be some happy mama, huh? Thank you. Really, it means a lot to me.
Question mark. Hey, there we go. Quest completed. Bighorners of the Eastern Virgin. He gave us some junky stuff that's not gonna matter, but...
Go with fortune, friend.
He is following me, right? Now, of course, that
Like
the quest...
the shadow of a ghost.
Now that the quest is over, we're free to go murder the bighorners for experience and meat, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm very amoral when I play this game. I just want all the loot and all the experience. Whatever the best way to get it is. Well, this is what you get for making so much trouble. Oh, it's got no gear. Okay. In the VR edition, you can cheat with the controllers. What do you mean cheat with them? Are you talking about Skyrim, Karis? Ellen, I'm glad you're as amused by killing the bighorners as I am. I do think it's a hilarious thing to do.
About the civilized lands outside Zion. Is there really a giant thunder lizard people live inside?
Chalk, you're really going to need to stop saying that every 10 seconds. I mean, to be fair, like I mentioned in the very beginning of my my playthrough here, since we're on hardcore mode and survival's over 50, bighorner meat and bighorner steaks are one of the best sources of food we've got, because you know, they feed you a ton and they're pretty easy to come by. Yeah, I knew there were more over here. Come here, bros. The Benjamin, what can I say? I'm just like that all those green texts people have made about the Dragonborn in Skyrim. You left out putting a bucket on your head so you couldn't actually see me do it, though. Oh, Ellen, it definitely reminds me of Arroyo. You know, it helps that they're using music from Fallout 2 as well, but yeah, I think that Honest Hearts in general, with all of its emphasis on tribals and the way the graphics look, it's really reminiscent of the beginning segments of Fallout 2. Oh, well. You guys are all testy, I see. Fine. Maybe we'll do it this way. You're a butt puncher? Hey, I do. I punch them wherever I need to punch them, alright? It's not always the butt. Although that certainly can be effective. Hi, Orchid. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. Those fat rams are adorbs. Yeah, if you play on hardcore mode, they're also a delightful source of food. All right, that's everybody. So let's make our way back down to Angel Cave now. We got about 15 minutes left to play before I have to pack it in and go to work, so.
Why do you carry all those bottle caps anyway? They jangle like crazy.
Cash money, Chalk. Get with the times. Alright, so I think this first stone bridge, there's one more thing we can check out before we snake all the way back down to the camp. So yeah, you can see a skeleton on the ledge down there. If we carefully make our way down, we can not die like he apparently did. And there are a few goodies here. So, ooh. Too bad there's literally only one of each, but we got a 308 armor piercing and a 308 hollow point. With some pulse grenades. Not bad, not bad. Desperado cowboy hat. Well, he died doing what he loved, drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. That's a bro right there. Alright, we can't get that beer, and I'm not invested enough to turn off collision for a single beer. Alright, now
The shadow of a ghost.
Now we're ready to head to Angel Cave, and it's that pretty much means the last thing we're going to do in this stream is meet Joshua and talk to him, so... See, this is the stuff I want to keep, so... Is there something in there? No. Felt like there was something extra in there, but I might have hallucinated it. Yeah, looks like I probably did. I'm gonna keep those special 308 bullets, even if I do only have one of each. If I get a sneak critical headshot, it'll probably do the job. So, and this is the stuff that we're selling. Oop, nope, I want to keep my pulse grenades. Messed that one up. Those go in here. Alright, with all that successfully handled, I'm going to make a new anchor save, and oh, I forgot to do it last time, so oh, maybe I didn't. And let's go meet Joshua Graham. Here's the Angel Cave. Oh, okay, I guess we're not quite to Joshua yet. Dead Horse, Disciple of Canaan.
Good.
I thought he was supposed to talk to me. Yeah, there's supposed to be a skill check with the Disciple of Canaan.
Hoi.
There we go.
Auslander Zuka Joshua Graham?
What? Intelligence 7. Am I looking for Joshua? Yes, I am. Can you tell me where he is?
You know our tongue. Smart, Auslander. Joshua in high place of cave. You show respect, Utman. Joshua is greatest warrior. You show him no respect. He show you thunder and fire.
No, Karos, what I meant is, my explosives stay in the sack of stuff I want to keep, and I had accidentally placed one into the sack of stuff I'm gonna sell. Not that I need them right this second. I'll make sure to be on my best behavior then.
You wise for Auslander.
Yeah, Ellen, me too. This is awesome. Alright, let's deal with these two generics. Frankly, I don't appreciate their smack talk. And I want to steal the shit out of their cave. I guess we'll deal with this one first. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Now we can clean out the cave. Oh look, these clay pots actually do have stuff in them. Not only that, we can pick the cave fungus
Feels good
here.
to be doing some actual scouting, not just following.
Alright, now we're done out here. Let's head up and chat with Josh. Look at me calling him Josh already, like we're buddies or something.
We should have given you a better welcome on your first visit to Zion. But from what I hear, the Whitelegs beat us to it. Whitelegs seem to be the only visitors we have these days. And I wouldn't have expected anyone from the Mojave waiting for us. And you're a courier, no less. Not the one I was expecting, but I suppose he wouldn't have come with a caravan. I don't know if you were close to the other members of your group, but you have my sympathy. I pray for the safety of all good people who come to Zion, even Gentiles. But we can't expect God to do all the work.
How do you know so much about what happened to me?
The dead horses are capable scouts. Nothing passes into or out of Zion without my hearing of it.
I came here with the Happy Trails Caravan Company to make contact with the New Canaanites.
Happy Trails. I remember. They were good friends. I have bad news for your employers. New Canaan was destroyed, its citizens scattered. All because of the Whitelegs. And Caesar, of course. The Whitelegs want to join the Legion. Caesar's rite of passage is the destruction of the New Canaanites, almost assuredly because of me. The good news is that we can help you find your way back. Daniel, one of the other New Canaanites, has made many maps of the region. The bad news is that we can't help you right now, not with everything that's going on.
I'm not going to leave without offering to help. What can I do?
You're a good neighbor to us. We all go through periods of darkness. In such times, we can turn to the Lord. But it's good to have friends. Daniel and I need pre-war tools to help us navigate beyond Zion. Should we need to evacuate, these instruments will be vital to us. Normally, we would have some of the dead horses or sorrows look for them. But many pre-war buildings in the valley are taboo. They won't go inside.
Why don't you or Daniel do it?
We are responsible for leading and protecting the sorrows and dead horses. They are smart people, but not as worldly as you or I. I am preparing the dead horses for war, and Daniel is preparing the sorrows for other things.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Follows Chalk can help you find your way around the valley. He's inexperienced, but he knows enough of our language to ignore the taboos about pre-war buildings.
All right. Quest added, gone fishing. Quest completed, arrival at Zion. Quest added, tourist trap. Well, VG Karos, you're gonna have a bad time then, because he looks at guns the whole expansion. Quest added, roadside attraction. Alright, looks like those messages are done. Step 1, loot his cave. Alright. This is probably going to be a bit of a pain, but so it goes. It often is, but Joshua's too important to pick a fight with. Not to mention, I'm actually not entirely certain I would win a fight with him at this juncture. Steal the big spoon. Oh, I want to steal the big spoon. Alright. I was gonna say it looks like the pot doesn't matter, but there is a banana yucca fruit in there. I want that too. This looks like the best place to... I was going to say it looked like the best place to sneak to. Then I got too excited. It's alright, though. It's alright. We're gonna be just... Oh, why don't I just go over here? So his back's to me. I can be so stupid sometimes. It looks like all that was in there is a hammer. I forget he literally doesn't move. So... let's easy mode this. Shall we? Without forgetting to quick save every now and then. Empty box. Empty box. Empty box. On this shelf, we got a wrench and some scrap electronics.
Like the shadow of a ghost.
Come on, come on, come on. I want this part done. Alright. Where'd they go? Well, there's the fruit. I'm not sure where the spoon went. Ah, there it is. Just blends into the floor.
There can't really be a place where people go into big buildings and give away all their money just to watch someone flip paper squares on a table.
You know, Chalk, when you describe gambling that way, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. Alright, so we're allowed to open that one, which is awesome. Alright, let's look up on his platform. Say we do have another clay pot here that we can search. Just have to get the angle right. On his desk, we're able to steal, I think, 4 of these pistols. The rest are, you know, whatever. Alright, let's gank this stuff from behind him. Ah, black coffee. It's about freaking time. I'm sure my poor character has been dying for it the entire game. Let's drink the Nuka-Cola for a bottle cap. And let's go ahead and get through the rest of Joshua's dialogue.
Welcome back. What can I do for you?
Let's see. Endless supply of 45 pistols to punish the godless. Yes, indeed. The Wu guy, no, I actually haven't made a decision yet. I'm probably gonna exterminate the white legs, cause fuck those guys. Let's be real. But I'm not committed to that decision yet. I could possibly be swayed another way. But yeah, Ellen, exactly. The Assault Upon Wounds' Power Fist is going to be a big weapon upgrade for me. That's my main consideration. What did you say about a courier? Who were you expecting?
Caesar would never admit this openly, but he knows that I'm alive. I've killed enough of his Frumentari and assassins that have come looking. I've heard one of them travels the Mojave as a courier. Most of Caesar's agents meet a fitting end in NCR territory, but maybe this one survived.
Pray? God? What are you talking about?
I am a New Canaanite. We believe we are the heirs of a spiritual tradition given to our ancestors thousands of years ago.
Mormons. They're Mormons.
We have made and kept covenants with our Lord God to honor his laws. In exchange, we are promised eternal salvation after this life. A day will come when our Lord returns to judge us all. Until then, we must honor his laws and start others along the path of salvation if we can. That's why we trade with others and work the tribes. We have more than food and medicine to offer. Good news is our most valuable commodity.
Sounds like a good deal.
In a world filled with misery and uncertainty, it is a great comfort to know that, in the end, there is light in the darkness. Every day we move closer to our judgment. We must do our best to walk in the footsteps of our Lord and teach others how to do the same. For many of us, the road is a difficult one, but the path is always there for us to follow, no matter how many times we may fall.
Do you ever fall?
Every day. Some days are harder than others.
Nice guns.
In the Great Basin and Colorado Plateau, all tribes are known for a specific weapon. Whitelegs are known for their big submachine guns, storm drums. They broke into an armory near Spanish Fork and have been using them for years. Of course, the Dead Horses have their wooden war clubs, and even the Sorrows have their Yao Guai gauntlets. This type of .45 automatic pistol was designed by one of my tribe almost 400 years ago. Learning its use is a new Canaanite rite of passage.
Do you run the show around here?
I wouldn't say that. I am the acting war chief for the Dead Horses. They look up to me for such matters, but I only have the authority they give me. Daniel is the spiritual leader and main link of the new Canaanites to the Sorrows. He's up in the Narrows right now.
What's going on with all of these tribes?
A great deal. There are 3, make that 4, tribes here in Zion. You've already met the Whitelegs on the way in. In this camp, you'll find Dead Horses. In the Narrows, the Sorrows. And finally, there's Daniel and myself. We're new Canaanites.
Why did the Whitelegs attack my caravan?
They attack everyone who isn't a Whiteleg, especially caravans. They don't know how to survive on their own, so they have to raid. But as for why they are here, they are trying to wipe us out. All of us. They want to join Caesar's legion, and they can only prove their worth by destroying the new Canaanites and everyone we shelter.
Do they speak our language?
Most don't. It's been hundreds of years since the war. They've developed their own languages. Take the Dead Horses. We think they were originally refugees from a place called Rez, east of the Grand Canyon. They speak a combination of Rez and a language spoken by travelers who were visiting Rez when the bombs fell. Over time, the 2 languages blended. I was a translator years ago, but it's hard to keep up with all of the tribal variations.
Does the valley belong to the Dead Horses?
The valley belongs to God, but no. The Dead Horses live at Dead Horse Point, up the Colorado River. They came here because I asked them to. Before I returned to the fold, I visited them years earlier. I looked much different then, but I left an impression on them. I taught them how to hunt more efficiently, how to maintain their weapons and pre-war equipment. When I returned, they showed their appreciation.
Ellen, note there's not an option to join the Whitelegs. You can either side with Joshua to wipe the Whitelegs out, or if you side with Daniel, you lead the tribes out of the valley without exterminating the Whitelegs. So, hi, Machine Gunner. Unfortunately, we're almost done. We've been going for an hour and 5 minutes, and I'm going to pack it in as soon as I finish talking to Joshua here. But, of course, the whole archive's going to be on YouTube in just a moment. But yeah, I've got to pack it in and go to work as soon as we're done talking to him. Why haven't I seen any Sorrows in the valley?
The Sorrows have many skilled hunters among them, but no warriors. They have not had to deal with war or raiders for decades. Even though they can hunt a full-grown Yao Guai, they don't know how to deal with the Whitelegs. That's why we're here.
Are the new Canaanites really a tribe?
We wear more clothing than them and understand more about technology. But we're still a tribe, a linked family of families. The Boneyard, Phoenix, New Vegas, they're just places, metal and stone. New Canaan dies, but the tribe lives on. When the walls come tumbling down, when you lose everything you have, you always have family. And your family always has tribe.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Let's see, do you have anything to trade?
We do. Though the Whitelegs destroyed New Canaan, they didn't destroy all of our supply caches. All forms of currency are recognized here. Caps, NCR dollars, even Legion coin. Take a look.
Yeah, so we can sell some stuff to him, which is nice. And actually, that's probably going to wind up being just about it for this first run anyway, but that's alright. I have some gear that needs repairs.
Let me have a look. My tribe may take too much pride in its mechanical talents, but in truth, we are intrigued by the workings of a fine firearm.
Hi, Soul Gaming dude. Yes, you're exactly right. The skilled trait and the small frame trait are just way too useful for me in terms of gameplay for me to pass up. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I got no real reason not to repair those. Can I ask you some personal questions?
Right now, I'd like you to focus on helping Daniel. Maybe there will be time later.
All right, fair enough.
God be with you.
Now, one other thing that I want to do, it'll be really fast. I just need to do it before I quit, before I forget and quit. Need to run out to my stash here. For a quest later on, we're going to need 3 sacred Datura roots. I'll probably find a nice stash between now and the time I need them anyway, but I just like to get used to carrying that magic number with me so I don't forget. So there's that. Of course, Joshua will not buy the things that we directly stole from him, which makes sense. They generally don't. Let me see. Chessboards, hammers, all that's just for sale. And we jump over here. Oh, Josh, you're a naughty Mormon. You shouldn't have a bottle of wine. That's not the Lord's way. I would know. I used to be a Mormon myself. Anyway. Alright. That's gonna about do it. So if we cut through the rest, you're walking into the most technologically backwards part of the game. Oh, in a spacesuit with a power fist. Yeah, check me out. I totally fit in. Alright, well, we're going to exit out to the Eastern Virgin here, and this is where I am going to have to leave you. I wish we could keep going, but it's not a weekend stream. It's a work day, and it's time to go to work, so thank you all for spending your morning with me. I really appreciate it. It's really encouraging to actually to fire up the stream and actually have people here even at 6 o'clock in the morning. So thank you. I'll be back in 2 days on Thursday morning, same time, 5:36ish, for more Fallout. So yeah, until then, thanks a lot for joining me. Have a great Tuesday, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.